Well, dear students, let us start another topic of the semester first of zoology according to Jammu University syllabus 2020. Sorry, 2021. Uh, Today we shall discuss the Ancylostoma duodenale, the common hookworm. We shall study its structure, and in the later part we shall study the life cycle of the Ancylostoma. This Ancylostoma is most dangerous parasitic roundworm because it belongs to phylum Nematihilmens or Nematoda. So it is called the roundworm, causing some serious infections in human. Systematic position, phylum Nematoda, class Phasmidia, order Strongyloidea, genus Ancylostoma, species Duodenale. Some other species, namely Ancylostoma canium, Brazilians, both in dogs and cats, and Ancylostoma melanum in bears are also common. As far as its habit and habitat is concerned, hookworm flourish under primitive conditions where people go barefoot. Modern sanitary conditions do not exist, and human feces are deposited on ground. So, you mean the conditions where no toilets are formed, where still peoples are going to the agricultural field or open land for defecation. So these are the conditions where it flourish well. We shall come to know during its life cycle why these conditions are favorable to this Ancylostoma. The adult worm live in the intestine of man, where they suck blood, lymph, bits of mucous membrane. You all must remember that your intestine is lined by a mucous membrane, so it takes the mucous membrane also and the tissue fluid as well. So when it will bite the tissues of the intestine, the fluid of the tissues will also come out along with the blood, lymph, and the mucus. The stage which infects the human is the juvenile. It is the juvenile which enters the human host, enters through skin, so called percutaneously, and it enters from the soil. Soil which is contaminated by feces in which they abound. Now you must know be able to recognize that why it flourish well under the primitive conditions because it's juvenile which is on the soil will get chance to enter into the body only and only when the humans are walking on the ground with the bare foots, and in addition to that it is on the soil in reachable to the human body only when defecation is open on ground, not in the toilets. As far as its geographic distribution is concerned, though it is known as old world hookworm, old world, Asia, Africa, and Europe, but it is present very much in the new world also. So normally it is cosmopolitan distribution. It resides all those countries which are tropical and subtropical, having humidity and temperature favorable for larvae in the soil. So that means too cold the environment is, too cold the environment is, it will not be favorable for the growth of the duodenale. So it prefer to resides in the humid conditions having which is prevalent in the tropical and subtropical regions of the world. It is found in the Europe, North Africa. In the North Africa, very much prevalent in the Egypt, India, Punjab, and UP are the favorite sites, and you just have a look that Punjab and UP are the states of the India where pupils walk on the field barefooted because in the Punjab agriculture practices are practiced where this type of a chance is there that the barefoot peoples, uh, because of the agriculture, in order to perform the practices of the agriculture, uh, they have to walk barefooted and they may get the hookworm inside. And once they are in the agricultural field, they may defecate open. And UP, it's highly populated state of the of the India, where very peoples below poverty lines are residing. So again, the conditions may not be good. Living conditions may not be good. Similarly, they it is prevalent in Sri Lanka, Central, North China, Pacific Island, southern states of America. About 25% of the world population are infected by hookworm. So that's why it was called the most dangerous hookworm. Let us look at the morphology, external features. They're called hookworm because if you look at their anterior body, it is slightly curved like a hook. Besides this prominent hook, are present the genital bursa of male. You can look at this is the male, this is the female. The posterior most end of the male is having a genital bursa or the copulatory bursa present, which is again giving a appearance like a hook. And smaller hooks are also present within the mouth of both the sexes. So both do bear the hooks. So accordingly, its name is hookworm. So because of the slight bending of the anterior end, because of the copulatory bursa, which is again giving appearance like a hook, and then the hooks present in the mouth of both the sexes. As far as shape and size is concerned, their sexes are separate. That means they are dioecious. Okay, male is separate, female is separate. Uh, the major worm is cylindrical. You can look at the body; it is cylindrical. It can be white or gray in color. Male is 8 to 11 long and zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.5 in diameter. So male is smaller in size, whereas the female is generally 10 to 13 long and zero point 0.6 in diameter. This is the female. At the anterior end, the buccal capsule or buccal cavity, if you look at, mouth leads into a large cup-shaped cavity, the buccal region or buccal capsule. You can look at this. This is the mouth, and the posterior to it, this is the buccal cavity. Here it is shown in enlarged view. Entrance to mouth is armed with a pair of chitinous ventrolateral plates bearing teeth. So you can see that teeth, they are located around the mouth, so they are guarding the entrance of the mouth. Two sharp teeth are lancets. So teeth are also called lancets. Are also present at the base of buccal capsule. So you are having this buccal cavity. At the base of the buccal cavity, you may also find further uh, teeth are lancets, which serve for attachment with the intestinal wall of the host. Because adult hookworm resides inside the intestine of the human being. So in order to get attached, remain attached with the wall of the intestine, these teeth or lancets helps the hookworm to remain attached. Dorsal curving of anterior end of the body permits a better grip. So this curving is always on the dorsal side, on the upper side, so that uh, it will give a better grip for chitinous plates or the lancets to attach with the intestinal epithelium of the human being. Then, looking at the copulatory bursa, posterior end of the female tapers. Female posterior end is taper, whereas male is having a umbrella-like feature called the copulatory bursa. Uh, it surrounds the cloaca. So you are having the cloaca inside it. Cloaca is a common aperture for a reproductive opening of the reproductive system as well as for the digestive system. Here you can see it is the anus. It is not the cloaca. because only the intestine is opening into it. Female has separate opening for the reproductive system. uh, then you can see that there are certain bursal rays present. These are the fleshy rays made up of the flesh. In addition to this, the teeth that I have already shown you at the anterior end, and these rays you can see in the enlarged diagram, the rays, the bursal rays, they are of taxonomic value. So it is based upon the presence, location, number of the teeth and the rays of the bursa that the scientists or the taxonomists try to classify the various hookworm species, differentiate various hookworm species from one to other. Body wall. Body wall includes outside layer called the cuticle, followed by epidermis, then followed by longitudinal muscles. They don't have body cavity, they are pseudocoelomate. So pseudocoelom, you must remember, it's a remnant of blastocele, that's the cavity of the blastula. It surrounds the digestive system, excretory system, and reproductive system. As far as digestive system is concerned, anterior most and you are having the mouth, then it is leading into the buccal cavity, then posterior to buccal cavity you are having the pharynx. Pharynx is leading into esophagus or esophageal bulb, you can say. This is the esophageal bulb, and then it is leading into the intestine, and then opening outside into cloaca in the male and in the anus in case of the female. So before opening into cloaca, the portion just behind it is also called as rectum. Excretory system. It includes two longitudinal canals and a short anterior excretory canal which opens outside through excretory pore. You can see excretory pore is located at the anterior end of both the sexes. So we are having a canal which is opening outside. Reproductive system. Uh, you look at the male. Male has a single tubular thread-like testis. You can see these are the thread-like testes present. They are twisted around the intestine. It leads into the vas deferens, the tube coming out from the testis called vas deferens, which is then leading into seminal vesicle, which is then leading into the ejaculatory duct. You can see this is the ejaculatory duct, and the ejaculatory duct is opening into the cloaca. As far as the female is concerned, female has two ovaries, two convoluted ovaries. One is anterior. This is the opening of the female rotary system. One ovary is located at the anterior side, one is located at the posterior side. The opening of the female rotary system is called gonopore. Each ovary leads into a short oviduct. So ovaries are communicating outside to the gonopore with the help of the ducts called the gonoducts, or the oviducts, that opens a dilate into a dilated receptacle. So the seminal receptacle is present just behind this pore. So ovaries opening into the ovarian duct or the oviduct, which is in turn opening into the seminal receptacle. From the later arises muscular uterus that terminates into vagina. Then after that, it is having a uterus. The uterus is opening into the vagina. Vagina is opening into the common gonopore. Why it is called common? Because both the vagina, the two ovaries are there, two vaginas are there, both are opening into the same gonopore. Gonopore is also called as vulva. This is all about the structure or the general morphology of the hookworm. In the next lecture, we shall study the life cycle.